Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, your podcast platform proudly brings to you Mid Peasants, the best podcast in the world, with your hosts, the Fluff Brendan and the Star Catherine, the Mid Podcast.
You can follow us on Twitter at The Mid Podcast and on YouTube at The Mid Podcast 6436. Make sure you add those numbers. And if you want to support the show, you can do so by becoming a Patreon member. Go to patreon.com/The Mid Podcast and select a tier that fits you, where you have access to our random shit episodes. You can also cash app the show, $ The Mid Podcast, or you can go to themidpodcast.com and get you some Mid Podcast merchandise. We've added some new items like our Nana story and what the hell mom items. So go check that out. Every little amount helps us continue the show and allows us to go to cool events like WrestleCade. Now, it's time to entertain our mid peasants with some.
I said hello.
Well, you didn't say hello, and I said it twice.
Wah, quit bitching.
Anyways, what are we talking about?
Wrestling, something we ain't talked about in a long time, mainly because we've been
Okay,
to
but
the last
what about wrestling?
3 AEW events, minus the ones they had overseas.
Mm-hmm.
Starting at the end of July, we have been to AEW the last week of July, first week of August, and the second week of August.
I guess you could say we're AEW fans.
Maybe. Oh no, we went to Greenville, South Carolina. Then we went to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Then we went to Norfolk, Virginia.
Yeah, that would do it.
Pretty fun though.
Yeah, it was fun.
I think the best seats we had were in Winston, though. I think those are going to try to be our permanent
Oh,
seats from now on every time we go to an event.
100%, because it was really fun. But anyways, we're not talking about dynamites. What are we talking about?
AEW's latest pay per view,
And that was
All in London.
a very good show. Jamie Hayter returned. Very happy.
Yeah.
So
Before before we get
that
into
made
that,
my night.
yes. Before we get into All In, though, um, per WWE sources, they are going to move the performance center to Las Vegas. Some people say that it was false.
Uh, I don't give a fuck.
That they were going to combine it with the UFC.
Uh, yeah, I don't care. Like on the list of how much I care, it's like not on the list. So
Um,
I'm good for them, I guess.
Oh, QT Marshall's gonna show up in Scott D'Amore's Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling thing.
Yeah, I knew that.
Did you see the main event for that?
No, and nor do I give a fuck.
Dude, it is Josh Alexander versus Takeshita.
Okay, I slightly give more of a fuck now.
Oh, your girl's wrestling on Dynamite.
Yeah, I knew that. Anyways, let's get into All In.
Let's get into it. You were talking about you were happy your girl came back.
Yeah. And then I was expecting you to say something, but no.
Eh, it was lackluster. It sucked.
Oh, and everybody calling her Timu Becky Lynch. Fuck you. Jamie Hayter wrestles circles around that fucking Irish fuck.
Covalent TV posted something about Becky and Jamie Hayter. And Daryl literally asked for like video evidence because he said Jamie Hayter was like 100 times better than Becky Lynch. and nobody has yet to give him video evidence showing how Becky Lynch is better. They keep saying she's better, but they have not shown him actual footage of where Lynch is better in the ring than Jamie Hayter.
Because I'm going to
Then
say
of
this
course they
one time and
proceed.
one time only. Jamie Hayter clears Becky Lynch every day that ends in Y. 24 7 days a week. I would rather have Jamie Hayter on my roster than Becky Lynch. And I like Becky. I just like Jamie more.
A lot more.
Yep.
How did you feel about her
Anyways,
debuting during the 0 hour instead of the main show?
I don't give a fuck. She's back and that's all I care about.
A lot of people were bitching about that.
Well, people are just gonna bitch to bitch, so I really don't care.
Which I mean, I kind of see where they were coming from, but I can't remember if it was Daryl or I heard it somewhere else. I want to say it was Daryl, but it was kind of like, we'll have her come back on the 0 hour. That way you'll have to watch the pre-show because shit now happens on the pre-show.
Yeah, that too.
But it made sense for her to come out during that part, which we'll get into. But it made sense for her to come out during that part, which we'll talk about later. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, I
Any
didn't
more?
watch the pre-show, so we could skim through that.
Well, I'll get to it in my notes. Any other initial thoughts that you
It
have
was
before I
great.
get into mine?
It was good. I enjoyed it.
So Sunday was Bryan Danielson's 1,972 match.
Yeah, he's gonna get to 2,000
Think he's gonna hit 2,000 and retire.
probably.
Then we got an announcement that Grand Slam will be in Australia in 2015 in February. And the date they gave was February 15th, which is a Saturday. So they're taking Grand Slam off of Dynamite and turning it into a pay per view.
Okay. I mean, School Australia's getting their own show.
And
I mean, what?
Forbidden Door will be in London in 2025. And it has moved from being in June to August, where All In normally is. And they've moved All In out of London. In 2025, it will be in Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah, so you want to go to Texas?
Been there, done that.
Yeah, but like we could go to Globe Life Field
I went to the
for a
old
wrestling
Texas.
event.
I went to the old Arlington Park when the Texas Rangers played in Arlington there. The one that had like all the glass or something. Sweet. It was pretty cool. Moving on. My next initial thought, which we'll talk about when we discuss the match. Britt Baker just doesn't have it anymore.
Well, we'll get into that later.
We got Ricochet debuting, which we all knew he was coming to AEW. But the discourse
Yeah,
is that he'll be lost in the AEW roster.
I doubt it.
And I put up a poll on the Twitter account. Don't remember if I used my personal account or if I used the podcast account. But I seen Discord about AEW uses the gauntlet match too much in their program. Do you agree or disagree?
No, I I can see where they're coming from, but also, fuck off. Who cares?
So out of my poll, 75% said no, they don't use it too much. So we start our pre-show, which a pre-show that goes 2 hours and actually has 3 wrestling matches on it, because that's what you would do with a pre-show. We get a 16-man tag match, and the winning team gets a nice purse. So I don't remember all who was in it, but I do know that Dante got the pin on Ari Davari. And it was
I know
basically
Leo was in it,
Anthony Ogogo was in it and Kip Sabian was in it, so I was happy.
and Santum. I think they were in it.
Anyway, it was just basically we're gonna get everybody we can on, because evidently there was something going around on Twitter that talent was pissed last year that they didn't get to be on All In. And like a lot of us didn't even know the 16-man tag was, or this 16-man match was happening until like early Sunday morning. Next, we have Willow and everybody's sex machine, Ishii, versus Stokely
Ishii.
and Statlander. Ishii, the sex god. And we get Stokely Hathaway coming out on a bed, and he is repping the Michael Jackson Remember the Time video, which Remember the Time is one of my favorite songs off the Dangerous LP, or CD, sorry, for you young people. Then we get Ishii
LP, Linkin Park.
and Stokely with a. They were going to start off, and then Stokely got scared and didn't want to die so soon, so he tagged in Statlander. So we get Stat and Willow going at it. What do you think about the chemistry between them two? Their chemistry in the ring.
Think it's good.
Willow gets a 2 count after a spine buster. And then we see Stokely with a low bridge and sends Willow crashing to the floor. Then Stat with a suplex on the floor to Willow. Then Willow fights back with a series of lariats. Then Ishii finally gets the tag from Willow. Stokely finally comes in and he tries to shoulder tackle Ishii. And Ishii just stands there like a solid brick wall. Stat attacks Ishii from behind the ref's back. Then we see Stokely with a spine buster to Ishii, which nobody ever thought they'd see that. To which Ishii jumps back up on his feet, and the crowd begins to chant, "You fucked up to Stokely." Finally, we get the pin where Ishii pins Stokely. I'm kind of in the camp where I wouldn't mind seeing Ishii versus Chris Statlander.
That's
that
an
wrong?
interesting intergender match.
Is that wrong though?
No. Be an interesting matchup.
So next we see TK come out with Martha Hart, who got booed in London, as she mentions how Canada is good neighbors with the United States, but they are members of the Commonwealth of Britain. And she wishes Bryan Danielson and Mariah May good luck on their matches tonight, since they were the winners of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament.
Canada has committed the most war crimes. What, did I say something?
Then we get a tag match which Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, Shibata and the Von Erichs versus the Cage of Agony, which is Brian Cage, and the Gates of Agony, which is Bishop Khan and Toa Leona, and just Undisputed Kingdom. Yes, Matt Taven. No bias there. I kind of like this team of Cage of Agony and Undisputed Kingdom. However, Sammy and Brian Cage came out in Wolverine gear.
Yeah, imagine being on two different teams but having the same gear.
Okay, I'm gonna let it slide because they were Michigan Wolverine colors.
It was just Wolverine colors. There's no Michigan behind it this time.
Well, I mean, their colors were actually more Michigan colors than they were the Wolverine outfit.
Wolverine's blue and yellow.
So we have chaos everywhere outside the ring, which I love chaos. So the bell finally rings, and we get Khan and Sammy in the ring. Sammy does a nice crossbody. Sammy and Cage, as we mentioned, were in matching gear but on opposite teams. Khan sends Sammy into the barricade. Toa comes in. They trap Sammy in the corner. I got to see Matt Taven do a nice kick to Sammy. I may or may not have yelled pretty loud, yay. Taven misses and allows Sammy to make a tag. Now we get Dustin Rhodes in with Taven. And Dustin begins to take out the Undisputed Kingdom. And I'm going to skip a lot of this. I will say Shibata's got a nice running drop kick, though. No, yes.
Yeah.
You're busy looking at your phone.
Well, yeah, because I was texting my cousin back.
What did Liam want?
Talk about bullshit.
Oh. However, Dustin gets the pin on Matt Taven, which was bullshit, for his team to win. Then
Fuck
the
Matt
cage.
Taven.
Yes, I would. Then the Cage of Agony and Undisputed Kingdom begins to attack. Then we see Saraya come out with Harley Cameron and her family. And Harley says that Saraya is pissed. The crowd is chanting to shut the fuck up. And Saraya is getting booed in Wembley. And then we see the return of one Jamie Hayter, who comes to the ring and begins to take out the Knight family and then goes after Saraya. Saraya's mom does a cheap shot on Jamie Hayter, and Saraya gets out of the ring, but unfortunately, Cameron gets slammed by Hayter.
Like I said, all I care about is Jamie Hayter's back.
So people were bitching about Hayter returning at this point, but it makes sense since Saraya and the Outcasts were the ones that put Jamie Hayter out and broke her shoulder. So it would make sense she would want to come after Saraya since she made her have to go out on injury and relinquish her title.
That makes sense to me. I mean, you guys bitch about AEW not having stories. Well, there's your fucking story.
And then this week on Dynamite, we're going to get Cameron versus Hayter on Dynamite. I know what Brendan's going to be watching.
Mm-hmm.
So moving to the main show, we get a London's ladder match for the trios title featuring the House
They
of
had
Black.
fucking baby ladders.
Featuring the House of Black versus the Blackpool Combat Club, consisting of Wheeler Yuta and Claudio Castagnoli and their tag partner Pac versus the Patriarchy versus the Bang Bang Gang. Now, rumor has it that this was supposed to be Death Triangle, and Death Triangle was supposed to win, but with the Lucha Brothers contract expiring and them potentially going to WWE, I can see how you wouldn't put them on this pay per view. And so we have
Mm-hmm.
Pac teaming up with Claudio and Wheeler, which I'm okay with. They showed the entrance for the House of Black on 0 Hour, and people were bitching about it.
They show the entrance for all of them on 0 Hour.
And Christian jumps out of the ring like a little bitch, and then all the teams begin to take out each other. Colton Gunn does a really good drop kick on Brody, who was holding the ladder. Then we see Pac with a sky twister press to everyone outside of the ring. The Guns do a scissor me timbers to Pac, making fun of the Alamed. And of course, the crowd hollers, "We want tables," which is the most overrated chant besides the what chant in wrestling. For a big man, I will have to say Brody King has a nice tope where he takes out everyone.
Yeah, for a big man who can move.
Then we see Christian Cage come back to the ring. He grabs the ladder and goes into the ring to climb for the titles. Brody and Claudio send Christian over the rope onto everyone, and then everyone decides they're going to mug Christian to death. Then we see Mother Wayne gets the ladder and gets into the ring and starts to climb. The Guns tell her to get down. Killswitch comes in and slams the Bang Bang Gang. Then Malachi with a ladder to Killswitch. Then Nick Wayne hits a Wayne's World on Brody through a table, which was a pretty cool spot. Then Killswitch was going to climb to get the titles, but Christian says no as Christian begins to climb. But Juice Robinson knocks over the ladder. And then we get a cannonball to Yuta by House of Black, which was bullshit. Don't be doing my Yuta like that. And Claudio decides that Juice Robinson needs to go for the swing. Then Claudio begins to climb the ladder. We have Brody on the opposite side with the Guns on the back of Claudio and Brody as they end up falling through two sets of tables. Then we see Juice Robinson with a huge ass ladder, setting it up and begins to climb as Christian pushes him off onto the top rope. So there goes his sperm. Mother Wayne gets Christian the spray, which he sprays Yuta with. Then he hammers Yuta with a chair, which was bullshit. Then Juice sprays Mother Wayne as she tried to spray him first, but he held up a chair. Christian on the ladder begins to climb. Then Buddy Matthews is climbing on the other side, who is taken down by Killswitch. Then we see Christian with a spear on Buddy through the table, which was a pretty cool spot. Killswitch gets Christian's help to help him climb the ladder as Pac is on the other side climbing. And we have Pac, Claudio, and Yuta as your new Trios Championship.
Um, I'm not mad about it.
I'm okay with it. I would be happy either anybody winning except for the patriarchy. But I love me some Christian Cage. He's a very good heel.
Yeah. Uh, but we'll get more into Christian Cage later.
But my question is, what now?
Oh, I know what now because I found something out about it, like some champion.
Tell me.
I'll have to tell you when we get there because it makes sense on why they did what they did.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I thought you had some other news. So what now for the Trios Championship? They just gonna pack them up?
I don't
I mean,
know.
you got all these titles on your show, but you don't know how to book them or showcase them correctly. Like they get forgotten about. I mean, I would not be mad with a BCC Pack feud versus the Bang Bang Gang.
I don't know.
Next, we have Mariah May going against Toni Storm for the AEW Women's Championship. I liked Mariah's entrance. The bell rings, they begin swinging. May with a drop kick into the corner. They show Mina Shirakawa in the crowd. May slaps Storm, and Storm gets into crazy mode, and they begin to exchange chops. May hits the power bomb on Storm off the apron onto the floor. Storm hadn't had much offense in this match. It's been all Mariah. Mariah with a knee strike to Storm on the floor. May also takes out Luther. Then she goes and slaps her own mother while giving Nigel a kiss. Then Storm with a hip attack on May, who was sitting on the apron. Storm hits Storm Zero on the steps on Mariah. We see Mariah busted open. She begins to cry. Then Mariah spits in Storm's face. Storm gets a 2 count. May hits a drop kick from the rope. She does 3 hip attacks, and she's going for the big one, but Storm hits her with a lariat. Then she hits a Storm Zero and gets a 2 count on Mariah. Then we see Mariah with a low blow as Aubrey gets thrown out of the way. Of course, that dumb bitch had to ref this match. And Mariah hits Mayday for a 2 count. Mariah goes to get the title, but Luther grabs it away. Then May gets the shoe. Storm grabs it out of her hand and looks like Storm was going to hit her with a shoe, but she throws it away. Then Mariah with a knee to the back of the head. She hits Toni Storm with the Storm Zero, and Mariah gets the pin. And is she your new AEW Women's Champion?
Not for long because Hater's taking it.
I don't know if I would have let Mariah win this match.
I was fine either way. I mean, I'm more happy that Mariah won. But it doesn't matter because you know who's winning it?
Britt Baker.
No. You know who's winning it?
Saraya.
No.
Harley Cameron.
No. God, no. Come on.
Hunter Rosa. Which
I wouldn't be
actually,
opposed against
hey,
that.
hey. I actually said something nice about her Sunday night during Covalent TV's podcast of their review of All In, talking about the
What'd you
Britt
say?
Monet match. Because they were talking about Britt sandbagging. And I said, yeah. I said, so maybe it wasn't Thunder, and I called her Thunder Rosa, not Conta Rosa in my statement. Maybe it wasn't Thunder Rosa sandbagging, it was actually Britt the whole time. That's my one nice statement about her.
Thunder Rosa is a nice person. I met her before. Really cool.
Any more thoughts on the Toni Storm Mariah May match? So
Mariah May won, and that's all I care about.
Who's gonna be Mariah's next feud though? Because you can't just throw Jamie Hayter back in there with her. She's gonna feud with Saraya first. Does Toni Storm get a rematch?
Yeah, but how soon do you want to do that?
Hey, we got All In next weekend. I mean, All Out next weekend. If they don't put this title on the pay-per-view, there's gonna be some content creators bitching about it, and you know which ones I'm talking about.
What about Mariah versus Willow? Mariah versus Statlander?
I would probably do Willow because that's kind of like a heel. So you don't want a heel versus heel because then everybody will bitch about that.
Well,
Because you
if
can't
you're
have a heel
just
versus a
trying
heel. Oh
to,
my god. I think it would be in Willow's next progression, maybe. So I would go with Willow more so.
yeah,
But Willow already has that CMLL title, don't she?
yeah.
So I think her and Stat are fighting at All Out for that. So it can't be Willow at
Uh,
All Out.
you just want it to be somebody out of the blue, call somebody over from Stardom, have it be Mariah versus Mina.
Oh, could you see Mina turning on Mariah since this is not the Mariah Mina knows?
Could be. Mina could be pissed about how Mariah went about the situation. It's like, hey, that wasn't very nice. So, like, why do that?
I could see that. Kind of like that now I'm thinking about it.
Give me the book, TK.
All right, moving on to our next match. We have Jericho versus Hook for the FTW. And Jericho is wearing orange. We get Taz on commentary. It is a 3-on-1 beatdown as Brian Keith and Big Bill come in the ring and attack Hook. Jericho hits the code breaker, but Hook kicks out at one. Hook sends Keith for a ride. Then Hook with a German suplex on Jericho. Then Hook gets a cricket bat and he begins to hit Keith and Big Bill with it, which was put under the ring by Jericho because it said, "Hey, go." Then he begins to take it to Jericho. Keith takes the trash can to Hook. Jericho with the walls locked in on Hook, but he gets out of it. And then Hook puts the walls on Jericho, which is broken up by Big Bill. The crowd is cheering Big Bill.
Continue.
Seriously, dude. Explain to me why this crowd is cheering Big Bill. He's supposed to be bad guy.
I'm asleep because it's a Jericho match.
Bill goes through the barbed wire table. Jericho with a 2 count. Taz puts Keith in the Taz mission as Hook has the red rum locked in on Jericho. And Hook wins the match, and he is your 3-time FTW champion. And then we get a nice moment where Taz hugs Hook at the end of the match. Hook's entrance started off with the heartbeat from Taz's entrance, which during the scrum, Hook said it was his idea to do that. And then some idiot reporter asked about the FTW championship and said that it was basically stupid, to which TK actually went off on this dude. And yet this goes to why they let some of these people in, which go listen to Covalent TV. They'll tell you why. Your thoughts on the match?
For softball questions. Uh, whatever. The Jericho match. I've lost interest in Jericho.
Oh, and Jericho slung himself to the ring with Fozzy. Next,
Anyways, what's next?
we have the tag team championship match featuring the Young Bucks versus, Jesus fucking Christ, the Acclaimed and FTR. This match would have been better if it was just the Young Bucks and FTR, because the Acclaimed fucking sucks donkey fucking ass.
It's not. It's 1/3 of the Acclaim that sucks. If it was just Bowens and Billy Gunn, then okay. Because Billy can still move for a 60-year-old man. Or, hear me out, let Bones go on a single run. Please. Let Bones go on a single run. He needs it.
the Young Bucks coming out in ring attire from the Beatles, Sergeant Pepper. To which on Instagram, if you follow them on Instagram, Okada stole their gear and did the pose in their gear.
Well, that's not surprising.
Yeah, they said it's been a while since he stole their gear.
Yes.
So all the pyro funds have been saved for the Young Bucks at Wembley. The crowd is singing "Scissor Me Daddy," but they did not pop for the Elaine when they come out. Caster and FTR Bold begin the match. FTR and the Elaine attack the Bucks. We see Cash with uppercuts on Caster. I actually put kick his ass. Then Matthew tags himself in and the Bucks take it to Cash. Then they take out Caster. I put yes, take him out permanently. Bowens tags himself in over Cash. He takes out the Bucks alone. The Bucks on top of each other. And they do a scissor me timber on them, which was bullshit. Dax with Germans on both of the Bucks. Bowens and Dax begin to work together on Matt Jackson. Then we see all 6 men are down after clotheslines. FTR hits the shatter machine. Nick pulls the ref out of the ring as FTR was going for the pin. Caster and Mac with the EV trigger to Dax. Then Nick with the low blow to Caster. Yes. Then we get a super kick to Cash. Several pins by Matthew for only a 2 count on Bowen. Then Daddy Ass comes in and hits the Famouser on Matt with the belt. Nick breaks up the count. Thank fucking Jesus. And the Bucks retain. Thank fucking God. And then at the end of this match, we see the Grizzly Young Veterans show up. And it looked like they were going to take out the Bucks. Instead, the Bucks
But
roll
they
out
take
of the
out
ring
FTR.
and they take out FTR. Your thoughts on that match?
Like you said, it would have been better without the Acclaimed.
Did I say
So
that out loud? Yes, I
you
did.
did say that out loud.
I don't
But
know what
again,
they got. I do not know what the fuck the Elaine has on Tony Khan that he will not fucking get rid of them.
well, the only motherfucker he needs to get rid of is goddamn Max Caster.
And Max, your raps don't hit. Just so you know, they suck.
Like, Bones is fine. Bones is a cool fucking dude. And he's good in the ring. So if you got rid of Caster, okay. Bowens and Billy Gunn are now just the Acclaimed. I would be okay with that. Anyways, moving on.
Next, we have the Casino Gauntlet match, which the winner will get a title match anytime they want. And of course, oh shit, another one of TK's favorites, Orange Cassidy, who no longer gets a pop. But TK can't seem to hear this shit. I guess maybe take the fucking headset.
I don't know what show you're.
Okay, I'm done.
No, I don't know what fucking show you're watching then. But you know, your blinders are on shows when it comes to Orange Cassidy.
Fucking kill me now. Stupid entrance from Orange Cassidy. Our second entrance is Okada. Hell yeah. I'm always down for the Rainmaker. They hug, and then Okada begins to beat down Orange Cassidy. I put fuck yeah. Our third entrance was a major surprise, which nobody seemed coming, was one Nigel McGuinness. What the fuck?
Mariah May kissed this man and reinvented his whole
career.
So, shout out Mariah May. Thank you for that.
Because he did not look like he lost a step in that ring.
No, he looked pretty solid.
So I had a theory. Nigel would win, Danielson would win, setting up Nigel and Danielson. We get Nigel and Okada exchanging elbow strikes, which I would not mind seeing a one-on-one with Nigel McGuinness and Kazuchika Okada.
Oh, shout out to Taz on commentary saying he has to work Saturdays now.
Oh yeah, and he wants a pay raise if he's got to work Saturdays now. Nigel with a hit on Okada. I put, damn, Nigel. Our fourth contestant is Kyle O'Reilly. He jogs to the ring, goes right after Nigel. O'Reilly with a 2 count on Nigel, which gets broken up by Okada. Our fifth person, which I did not see coming, is Zack Sabre Jr. Yes. I put, he's going to beat the shit out of Orange Cassidy. We get Zack and Nigel alone in the ring. Nigel with uppercuts on Zack. Has on commentary says AEW commentators kicking ass night. You have to get the play-by-play guys in there.
Yeah.
Our sixth contestant is Roderick Strong, who finally gets his shot in this match, as last year the match ended before he got to get in the match. And he goes right after O'Reilly. Seventh is Mark Briscoe. Strong goes after him, and Briscoe hits Okada. Briscoe takes out Nigel and Strong. Eighth is Hangman Page. Yuck, fuck, suck. That's what I put in my notes. Hangman taking it to Orange Cassidy, which would be the only time I ever rooted for Hangman. Briscoe and O'Reilly. Our ninth entrant is everybody's favorite guitar man, Double J, Jeff Jarrett. And he is going after Hangman. There's going to Vader. There's going to be a feud in the future between them two. Jarrett is taking it to Hangman. Hangman sends Jarrett to the floor onto everyone. Then Karen grabs Hangman's leg as Jeff Jarrett hits Hangman with a guitar. Our 10th entrance is the debut of none other than Ricochet. And he comes in and he takes out everyone.
Yeah, WWE fucked up by not getting Ricochet trademarked.
Somebody said would it have been funny when you've seen the R on the screen for the entrance and it spelled out Ryback.
That would have been something.
That would have been a big swerve. And I ain't talking about Swerve Strickland.
How would you would have felt if it was Ryback?
I mean, I like Ryback. I have no problem with it. Do you hear your dog?
Mm-hmm.
Would you like me to tell you why your dog is barking?
Joe Hendry.
No, there's two bitches wrestling on NXT that he's barking at. I guess, or she's barking at. She don't like.
You tell him, Carly.
The 11th entrant is Christian Cage. What? He's wrestling twice, sort of. We get Ricochet off the rope and takes out Christian. Hangman hits a buckshot on Ricochet. Okada hits Hangman in the head. Yes, Okada. Give him another concussion. Hangman going for the buckshot. Karen stops him. We get Zack Sabre Jr. with a submission on Orange Cassidy is in now taking out everyone. And I put, fuck, he's going to win this fucking thing. Then we see Nigel with the Tower of London on Briscoe and O'Reilly. Christian with a spear to Nigel. Now, how could Christian spear Nigel? Nigel is Christian's biggest fan.
Not no more.
I guess we're going to find out Saturday how Nigel feels about that. Our 12th entrant is Luchasaurus. He goes after O'Reilly, and then he puts Christian on top of O'Reilly for the win. I did not see that coming, but it makes sense. For the people that are saying it doesn't make sense, which tells me you really don't watch AEW programming. Your thoughts on the gauntlet match?
Ricochet. That's my thoughts. No.
And Ricochet will be debuting on AEW Dynamite Wednesday against one Kyle Fletcher.
So that should be a good match.
Mm-hmm. So your thoughts on this gauntlet match?
It's whatever. wasn't expecting Christian to win it. I was at least expecting Hanger, or once Nigel came out, him possibly winning it.
I thought this match, if Nigel wins, Danielson's guaranteed to win. If Hangman won, Swerve was gonna win his match. That's how I felt. So
So,
depending on who won this match was gonna determine who wins the main event for me.
so if Hanger won, I felt like he would have used it during the match, costing Heyman and Danielson wins anyways. Because since it's basically like Money in the Bank, it's like, okay, I'll just use it now, make it a triple threat, bada bing, bada boom. Oh, I get to fuck up Hangman or Swerve now. Oh, here's a psycho knee. I'm dead. 1, 2, 3, Danielson wins. But I mean, it is what it is with Christian winning.
Oh, we're getting a
Curious to
Mariah
see where
May
it goes.
championship celebration tomorrow. Oh. Jamie Hayter tweeted out Haterade in Champaign, Illinois. Sounds delightful.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, next.
Oh, your girl Tay's been cleared to come back too. The women's division is picking up in AEW.
Has the past year. Anyways, what's next?
Next, we have the aerial assassin, Will Ospreay, versus the Timu Uncle Sam, which was actually a tribute to Apollo Creed, one Maxwell Jacob Friedman for the American Championship. Ospreay's video package was awesome. His Assassin's Creed opening entrance was awesome. His gear was awesome. His ass looked nice in that gear. I'm sorry. I am a female. And Ospreay seems to get the pyro budget for tonight also.
Good. He deserves it.
MJF looking like an Uncle Sam knockoff. They lock up with body shots. MJF lining him up with a high boot to the jaw of Ospreay. Ospreay begins to fight back, but MJF counters. MJF going to do the kangaroo kick. We see MJF with a tombstone on the outside after Ospreay went flying. Ospreay hits the Stormbreaker on MJF. Ospreay crashes and burns on the apron as he was going for an Oz cutter. We see MJF with a DDT on the apron, and he could get a count out victory, but Ospreay gets in at 9.99999. MJF picks up Ospreay, sets him up for the hidden blade. Ospreay falls to the mat. Ospreay hits the Oz cutter on the apron. Ospreay going for the hidden blade on MJF and takes out the cameraman, which people were bitching about the cameraman matching his underwear and his socks.
So that's the only thing that they could bitch about. Nice.
Yes, busted open. Dave LaGreca. Mark Henry.
Oh. Oh, I mean, they're all paid by the Fed anyways. So.
MJF,
What? Did I say something?
MJF grabs the title. Ospreay hits MJF. Ospreay goes for the hidden blade. MJF hits him with the title. Ospreay hits MJF, who takes out the ref. MJF setting him up for the Tiger Driver. Ospreay goes for it, but is low blowed by MJF as the ref is still out. Then we see a masked person come and take or distract MJF. It is one Daniel Garcia, whose contract is not up until October. So officially, I'm guessing he's going to re-sign, or they wouldn't have him on this program. And we hear MJF tell Daniel Garcia that he will get him. Ospreay hits the hidden blade, but there's no ref. Ospreay going for the Tiger Driver on MJF. Ospreay hits the Tiger Driver, and Ospreay gets the win. And the ref presents him with the American Championship, but Will does not want to take the title. And then we see Christopher Daniels come out with the International Championship. and hands it to Will Ospreay.
Will can't miss Ospreay. Great match. Will Ospreay is the best in the fucking world. And he should be the one that dethrones Danielson.
Maybe. I could see that.
Oh god.
I could see that. Yeah. We're gonna get Osprey and Pac at All Out. That's gonna be a good match.
Should be.
What do you think of the overall feud between MJF and Will Ospreay?
I thought it was good. Brought out the best of both of them. Prove that Will can go on the mic. Prove that Matt could go in the ring. Which, I mean, neither one had to prove, but yeah, the best current person on the mic in the business going up against the best in-ring performer in the business. And they were, to me, it was basically, oh, I'm a better talker than you and just as good as a wrestler as you. Whereas Osprey was, I am a good the best wrestler, and I could go on the mic just like you. That's what I got. Besides Max being a little bitch and making the American Championship a thing.
Yeah. Next, we have Britt Baker versus Mercedes Moné for the TBS Championship, which this is the one championship Britt Baker has never held and probably
Wait,
will
I got
never
it.
hold.
I got it. I can't explain this match. Can I explain this match?
Go for it.
Can I give a summary of it? Britt sandbag, Mercedes looked good and she won. That's all I cared about. And she came out with corgis.
The Corgis were the stars. The Corgis should be the
Yep.
new Trios champions.
The corgis put on a better show than Britt.
You're not lying.
No, Mercedes did her thing. Britt did, I guess, her thing.
Okay, let's get into the match, then we'll talk about it. Taz is singing Monet's song CEO, which is pretty awesome. Britt goes for an armbar, Monet with a drop kick. Britt looks sloppy in the ring. Monet sends Britt into the corner with a shoulder shot. Britt gets the glove on. Please don't let her win. The crowd is split 50-50. Monet grabs the TBS title. We see Camille was creeping in. Britt hits her. Ref throws out Camille. Britt hits the Panama Sunrise, gets a 2 count. Britt has it locked in on Monet, but Monet begins to bite her fingers. And Monet hits the moneymaker and gets a 3 count and retain. So I've heard some people say we should give Britt some slack because she was out injured and whatnot. Bitch has been in wrestling 9 years. Bitch has yet to improve. If you have not improved in 9 years, this is not for you. You've got a dental practice. Please go back to it and become a full-time dentist because you might be better at dentistry than you are in the ring.
No, but I like Britt. But this wasn't her best match. Mercedes looked good. Mercedes did what she
Mercedes
could
literally
do.
had to fucking slow down for her.
So
She literally made Mercedes look bad.
which is a hard thing to do because Mercedes
Exactly.
fucking rocks.
Exactly. But yet again, you have been in wrestling 9 years and you have not improved. Just saying, this may not be for you. I mean, how long has Sky Blue been in wrestling?
5 years? 4?
And
Maybe
you have
shorter?
seen progression with her from the time we've seen her on Dark and Elevation to where she has improved, where she's getting title chance. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not.
So Sky Booty has been in wrestling 4 years less than Britt Baker and has improved 10 times better than Britt Baker. But the only thing Britt could say was, I was the first woman signed to AEW. I don't think that matters anymore. With the level of women that are coming into AEW now, it is not your division anymore, Britt. Get the fuck out.
Nope, it's Mercedes.
That's all I gotta say about that match. Next, we have Darby Allin versus Jack Perry in a coffin match for the TNT Championship, which this match did have to have time cut because they were running a little behind because they had to be done by 10 o'clock London time, 10 p.m. London time.
We got real glass.
Yes, and the London
CM
crowd popped
chant.
for it because they knew what it was. Unlike when CM Hypocrite makes references in WWE and the WWE crowd just sits there like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. No, because you're fucking idiots. Anyway, Darby takes out Jack Perry while he was entering the ring. Darby has thumbtacks glued to his face. To his face. This man spent time gluing thumbtacks to his face. I knew Darby was crazy.
You just didn't know he was this fucking crazy.
I know he was this fucking crazy. I forgot to tell your aunt that. I need to text her and tell her that. Darby with a drop kick off the top rope to Perry. Darby trying to put Perry in the coffin. Darby moving the coffin. He goes flying and hits the coffin. Damn, that's going to cause some back problems. Perry with a slam to Darby on the top of the coffin. Perry with a bag of broken glass. Is it real glass?
Yes.
Darby sends Perry back first on the glass. Crowd is chanting, fuck CM Punk. Perry takes out the leg of Darby and he crashes hard onto the floor. Perry then tapes Darby's hands together. Then Perry begins using Darby's belt and he ties his feet together with it. Perry sends Darby off the stage onto some tables. Perry goes for the body bag. He puts Darby in the body bag and drags him to the coffin. Perry puts the body bag in the coffin, but Darby sits up with his head sticking out of the body bag, which was funny as hell. Then we see Perry with a running knee, takes out Darby, closes the coffin. Perry retains, and it is Darby's first loss in a coffin match. Then we see the Young Bucks come out with a gas tank to set the coffin on fire. The lights go out, and it's Sting, who comes out with his bat to save Darby. Perry hits Sting with a chair, and it doesn't faze him. Then Sting with a double drop on the EVPs, and he saves Darby. Do you think it was too soon for Sting to be making an appearance, given he retired 5 months ago?
Granted, this was the biggest show in AEW. No.
And he would be the only one that would probably come and save Darby anyway.
That too.
And his son had been posting pictures all week that they were in London. Well, he didn't say his dad was in London, but he said he was in London.
Oh, I think his son signed in AEW already.
Well, his son's been training with Darby.
Yeah, and like I said, I think his son is signed in AEW.
Your thoughts on the match?
it was whatever. I would like to see it get more time, but I understand why some of the time got cut.
Yeah, that's what I
Because the
said.
main event was more important.
That's what I said. On Covalent TV as like this match was missing something, and I think it was they had to cut it for time.
Yeah. Anyways, main event time.
Yes, main event. We have the American Dragon Bryan Danielson versus Swerve for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And this is a title versus career match. Danielson comes out to the final countdown by Europe, which the only thing that would have made this match better is the group Europe was there singing the song and singing him to the ring, but they don't get along with each other.
Speaking of British bands, real quick, Mother, what got announced today?
Oh, Ace is doing a UK tour. I give them 2 weeks. I'm taking the under 2 weeks. We get JR on commentary who says that he had to drive to London. That's why he only showed up for the main event because he just got there.
Yep. What bridge leads to London from the United States?
The London Bridge?
No. The London Bridge has fallen. I think it's the London Bridge, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
TK's personal jet probably got JR to London.
Probably.
Swerve's gear is pretty badass, and I didn't notice, but if you notice on the back of his gear, it was the heads of everybody he's beat during his title run. We get a lockup.
Nice.
We get an arm takeover by Swerve. Danielson with a springboard off the top rope takes down Swerve on the outside. We get a nice suplex by Swerve. Swerve begins to focus on Danielson's knee. They exchange strikes. We get a Death Valley driver on the ring bell by Swerve, which causes Danielson to be busted open. Swerve stomps Bryan's head in front of his family. Danielson begins to fight back. Danielson hits Swerve with a lariat. He gets a 2 count. Swerve hits the flatliner and gets a 2 count. Danielson with kicks to Swerve. We get an avalanche tiger suplex by Danielson for a 2 count. Now Danielson begins kicking Swerve's head in. We see Swerve with the house call, and he ends up doing 3 house calls, only gets a 2 count. The crowd begins to chant yes. Swerve with roundhouse kicks to Danielson as his family looks on. Danielson gets up, and he begins to unload on Swerve. We get a psycho knee to Swerve. Swerve hits the house call. Then Swerve hits big pressure. Daniel kicks out. Swerve can't believe it. Then we see Hangman comes in from the crowd, and he's looking at Swerve, and he kind of takes out Nana. Security takes Hangman, which he really didn't get involved with the match, which was good. But it was enough of a distraction that Danielson hits Swerve, gets a 2 count. He hits him with another psycho knee. Danielson in the corner doing the yes chant. Danielson with the label lock in the center of the ring. Swerve breaks it. Danielson locks it back in, and Swerve taps out. And we have a new AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Your thoughts?
Main event was fucking awesome. I don't know how many times I was like, oh, the smash is over. Oh, there's a kick out. Oh, the smash is over. Well, goddamn, keep kicking out of everything. But it was a pretty fucking good match. Anyways, which I actually forgot this, but Bryan Danielson's dad is dead. And Christian won the gauntlet match. So you know what Christian is going to be going after now.
Mm-hmm.
So
I thought it was a pretty good match. There was one point in the match where Nana was doing the swerve dance in front of Danielson's kids so they'd stop crying. So that was pretty nice of Nana.
Yeah. Just wait till they find out that all of it was scripted.
Yeah. It was kind of a nice moment for Danielson to win because TK's all about moments.
GC Danielson put his son in the fucking Tiger Driver thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then Danielson saying that this was the best moment of his career, and then people on Twitter started bitching at him for saying that it was the best moment of his career. I'm like, who are you to fucking tell a man what is the best moment of his career?
You know why it was? Because he got to do it with his family and his kids. That when he won WrestleMania 30 at, they weren't around. So yes, winning the title in front of your kids, it's probably a more special moment than WrestleMania 30 is to him personally.
I thought this All
Does
In was
that make
better than
sense?
yes, I thought this All In was better than last year.
I thought both of them were good. But yeah, this one was miles better. And now we get in Texas.
You know what they say about Texas? Everything's bigger in Texas. And they also have a saying in Texas. Don't go to the grassy knoll. No, I'm just kidding. I have actually been to the grassy knoll in Texas, in Dallas. As a historian, I do travel to historical places. Oh Lord, what are you got? Oh yeehaw!
I'm ready for Texas.
Now you got to get you some cowboy boots.
Yep.
Oh, did you see Bobby Lashley's big announcement? Oh, you got to put up your hat. We'll talk about it when you come back. La 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 la. Hurry up. You're wasting my time. Are you back?
Yes.
Did you hear about Bobby Lashley's big announcement?
No.
He officially moved to Texas.
Oh,
He's officially a Texan now, he said.
nice. But
I
All
mean,
In was
he don't
good.
look bad in a cowboy hat and cowboy boots.
All In was good. All Out's in 2 weeks.
Get back in Berlin
So,
this Saturday.
and I don't give a fuck. But
Okay,
anywho,
but anyhow, before we get off, Swerve signed a new contract, which will keep him in AEW until 2028.
nice.
Also, Miro is back in the United States.
Nice.
Um, let's talk about the lineage of the AEW championship. It has gone from Jericho to Moxley to Omega to Hangman, then MJF, Samoa Joe, then back to MJF, then Swerve, and now Danielson. Them some good
Max
men
has
too.
only had it once. Mox has had it twice.
Who? Yes.
Mox has had it twice.
Yes, I
He said
misread.
Max
Sorry, my
twice.
bad. Would you consider Bryan Danielson the GOAT of wrestling?
Yeah. But okay.
I'm not done. I'm going to read off his stats. This is his career stats. He was 2011 Money in the Bank winner. He was one-time Noah Junior Heavyweight Champion, two-time WWE Tag Team Champion, WWE US Champion, WWE IC Champion, Ring of Honor Pure Champion, Ring of Honor World Champion, WWE Heavyweight Champion, four times WWE Champion, and one-time AEW Champion.
Okay.
And that's all I got.
Okay.
I have other stuff, but I guess we can do a special podcast about all my other notes. Oh, let me see. Right, wrong, right, 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 wrong. Oh, only got two wrong. I got the Mariah May Tony Storm match wrong, and I got the ladder match wrong on my prediction.
Nice. But okay.
I'm done now.
But anyways, I'll see all you people later. We'll see all you people later.
Maybe.
Bye.
Bye.